Hi, today is Saturday, May 13th, 2017, and this is A Swede Speaks. And now we should talk about the latest week in Sweden, this week in Sweden, starting on Sunday, May 7th, 2017. North Korea recognized that they owe Sweden 2.7 billion Swedish kroner, which equals about $305 million. For 1,000 Volvo cars delivered from Sweden to North Korea in 1974. North Korea has not yet paid, but they say that they might negotiate in the future if the relationship between Sweden and North Korea continues to improve. A 15-year-old girl was chased by about 30 young persons in Sandviken, which is in Gästrikland, beaten up, and she was beaten up, and she was kicked in her head, and she had to go to a hospital. Lund municipality in the south of Sweden, in Skåne, or Scania as it is called in English and in Latin, they have now started buying condos for refugees and others in need. On Monday, May 8th, 2017, it was reported that more asylum seekers came to Sweden after the country abolished border controls. A 90-year-old man who was in pain, he was denied to move into one of the special housing units in Eslöv municipality, also in Skåne, and news broke on Monday, May 8th, that he had committed suicide. I think he didn't do it that day, but the news came that day. He was desperate, and this was what he did. It was also reported that there is now an immediate lack of healthcare all over Sweden. 5% of admitted patients are cared for in ways that are in conflict with patient safety guidelines. On Tuesday, May 9th, there was the Swedish Minister of Infrastructure, Anna Johansson, said that the fact that there were more asylum seekers now entering Skåne in the south of Sweden means that border controls might be reintroduced. A physician named Stefan Gram, who lives in Malmö, and who were planning to fly to Stockholm and then further up north to Skellefteå in the north of Sweden, in the province of Västerbotten, he had to cancel his flights, or at least he had to cancel actually getting on these flights, because his car burned the night before. He had not been informed of this. The only thing he said was that someone had tried to call him twice the night before from an unknown number. And his comment to this was, "I live in Malmö and I am a physician. I am pretty disillusioned." Next day, Wednesday, May 10th, it was reported that more than 300 cars had been damaged or destroyed by fire this year only in the city of Malmö. There was also reports from the small town of Kalmar in Småland, in Sweden of course, that the drugs and unsafety at the shopping center Baronen, that there were drugs and unsafety at the shopping center Baronen. We're not talking about a big city now, but about a pretty small one. Bergshamra Library in Solna, north of Stockholm, decides to close in evenings and weekends because a bunch of men in their 20s are disturbing the peace, and they don't listen to the staff when they try to tell them to stop this. And border controls were reinstituted for 6 months or less, according to the Swedish government. And according to a report, Sweden now has a much more negative view of immigration, following horrifying sex attacks. Yeah, that does not sound good, does it? On Thursday, May 11th, a substitute teacher was murdered on open street in Gothenburg. A beauty salon in Tensta, Stockholm was robbed, and 7 persons were arrested in Malmö for attempted murder after a 19-year-old male was shot. And all of these 3 things I mentioned in a video I called about the violent Thursday in Sweden. Also on Thursday, May 11th, The Swedish military helicopter flotilla is not allowed to exercise at night because this might influence the environment and people's health negatively. Oh, please. So Sweden doesn't want to have helicopter flotilla who are able to function at night. They don't want them to exercise at night because they are worried that someone might get disturbed. Oh, stupid, naive Sweden. I don't understand why you're doing this. So if someone wants to invade Sweden at night, the helicopter flotilla will not be used at functioning at night. Wonderful, wonderful. And yes, I'm sarcastic right now. Yesterday, Friday, May 12th, the Swedish National Audit Office reported that in 4 years, the Ministry of Finance have overrated Sweden's public finances by 75 billion Swedish kronor, roughly $8.5 billion. And the police reported that they think that the murder of a substitute teacher in Gothenburg could be an honor killing. And 2 men, both living in Sweden, one of them a Swedish citizen, were sentenced in Greece for membership of a terrorist organization and for possession of war material. And they were sentenced to 15 years in prison. Kudos to Greece. They are sentenced to long prison sentences for this. I don't know if that would have happened in Sweden, so kudos to Greece. I hope they get to stay in a Greek prison. Even if Sweden would have to pay for it, this would still be a better solution than sending them to Sweden. And, that's what happened in Sweden this week. And I will make another This Week in Sweden in a week from now. So look out for that. And that's all I have to say about this. So first of all, or to end this video, I would like to thank all the people who are supporting the channel through prayers, through Patreon, through PayPal. That's greatly appreciated. And if you like this channel, please share my videos on social media, on Twitter and Facebook and wherever you are able to share them. If you got something to say, feel free to comment. If you like this video, please like it. And I would also like to encourage you to support this channel. And I will include all the necessary information in the information box below. This is A Swede Speaks. Have a nice day.